hello, hello. Incredible greetings. Incredible greetings, everyone. Okay, so let me go over here. I had to respond to something real quick and get this all shared out. I have to drop my desk because my chair keeps. I don't know what's wrong with this. It's loose, so I'm gonna drop the desk a little here. All right, so that is done. Let's go ahead and share this out. All right, let's go over here and say hello to a few folk. Hello, hello, hello. Incredible greetings. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining from Georgia. Hey, hey, hey. Oh, Lord, what the heck just happened? Oh, hold on, y'all. I did not realize that it copied and pasted my other thing on here. So, okay. Share to a group. Incredible greetings. Hello, welcome in. Thank you guys so very much for hopping on and joining us today. So I made my post that I'm sharing this with, and I figured, you know what? Honesty is always the best policy, henceforth, our name of our product line, Honestly Speaking, and our company, which is the short for Honestly Speaking, HSINK. If you guys didn't know that, that's what that stands for. So our product line is Honestly Speaking, but our company is HSINK 365. So HSE, which is of the name, but always 365 on your mind because Our sublimation paper sublimates as low as 365 degrees, as fast as 30 seconds. So we're very strategic with our name. But being honest, I was like, you know what? I don't have the brain power to really. I'm not saying that. It's just I don't know. I feel like it's a good like description, but it's also like a lazy description. In that I wrote, let me tell you what I wrote, the how I'm sharing this out to like my group and stuff like that. So it says, hey, crafters. Oh shoot. Uh, hey, creators, crafters, it's time for you to ask the questions you need answers to, and time for me to do some marketing, promoting, pitching for my company products and services. See, this is a win-win situation. Ship. I mean, at the end of the day, like it's true. You know, I do come on here to help you guys and answer the questions that you guys need answers to. But at the same time, I'm also here because I have a business that requires paying customers. And I come on to promote, you know, and make more people aware of what we offer over here by, you know, leading with value though and helping you guys out. And then, of course, letting you know about our amazing classes, our incredible summation paper that, yesterday when I really, really needed it, like, let me tell y'all, God has a way. I'm telling you, God really, really has a way of answering, like the way that He answers prayers. And when, you know, it's just a lot. And then I'll just say it's just a lot. And then I log on to Facebook, and the first thing that I see is someone just saying that she was like, this 365 paper is fire. Because she had been afraid, I think she'd been afraid to, you know, do the 365 for 30 seconds. She was doing, I think, 400 for 30. And then so I was like, no, just do it. And she ended up doing it at 365. And she's like, yo, this is straight fire. And it literally came right after this little moment that I was having. And that was just a pick me up that I needed. So I'm ever so grateful for the power of Facebook and being able to just see comments and perspectives from so many different people, and knowing that God will use even social media to kind of speak to you when you're in like a weird space. So I'm very grateful. That's why I continue to show up on social media because hey, sometimes it doesn't feel like it, but it definitely gives back some of what I put out there in just those little moments when I need to see certain things and I see it and it like snaps me right back into focus. So let's see, where was I at? Incredible greetings. Uh, have you guys voiced your choice? Not just for the best, you know, I know that the caption says voice your choice for the best creative and craft coach in the US, but on a serious note, if you have not voiced your choice, I know some people feel like it's kind of pointless, whatever, but just if you are registered, please, please go out and vote, no matter which side of the aisle you're on. Um, it was interesting to see that there were people who had to pay. So now that you can freely vote, you know, no costs are involved, and you can play a part in what happens within the country that you live in, please exercise that privilege and that, you know, some people call it a right, but for others, it's a privilege, you know, to be able to vote freely. So just please make sure that you guys are exercising your right and or privilege, however you deem to see it, to vote. Hello, hello, hello. Incredible greeting. She says, it is. Paper is best. Thank you so much. Incredible morning. Hello, 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 hello. All right. So we are going to get into answering some questions. There are a few that there are a few that I already have. There we go. Like I had a whole brain freeze. So we have to start off there. I will start off there, but I'm hoping that you guys are in the room with some questions for your girl. whether it be a question on designing in Silhouette Studio, Photoshop, Canva, even Cricut Design Space, doing creative things. So if you have like just like what's the design questions, project type questions for sublimation, paper crafting, HTV, adhesive vinyl, print and cuts, eco solvent banners, party favors, party planning, balloons, business, all around. Like we have 26 years of experience here, from learning to design and then running a business, the ups and downs, the ebbs and flows of business, creativity, staying motivated. Whatever questions you have, whatever is concerning you, whatever is stifling your growth in whatever goals you have set for yourself, you trying to figure it out yourself is gonna it may take you longer to get to the answer, get to the goal, to reach that goal because you're trying to figure it out on the way, and then there are resources and there is help that will help you kinda cut that time down and get to the results faster, and that's where I come in at, and that's why I show up on these platforms right now. I'm only on Facebook and YouTube. I didn't do TikTok, today, but show up on these platforms to help you guys kind of decrease the time that it takes to get to your goal. Okay. Because I most likely have experienced it or have some experience and can give some sort of guidance and just real time or real world experience with it, like whether it's good or bad. Everything that all the information I provide is not always, I guess you would say, favorable. It may not always be the answer that you want to hear, but it's what I know based off of like my experience. Okay. So feel free to drop your questions. Oh, and then right when I go live, whatever, now he's back. So I still have to go voice my choice. I had to wait for my husband. We always go vote for president together, and he had a doctor's appointment this morning. So so we're gonna probably be like a good hour or so, so that I can go out. All right. Okay, so we have one here. I'm having an issue with my blacks looking green instead of black or gray on my sublimation printer. Is my settings wrong? So this is kind of a loaded question. I can't just say if it's your settings because I don't know what your settings are. I also don't know what it is that you are pressing. Does it look a certain way on the printout or when you actually sublimate it? So that's like two questions, I guess you would say, but kind of like one. Is it just the printout or after you have sublimated? Um, Two, is it on every single thing? Like, are you getting that result on fabric as well as hard substrates like a tumbler? Is it on stainless steel? Is it on MDF? Is it on let me see what else. Well, yeah, like for most of you guys are probably using fabric, MDF, stainless steel. And this is one of the perks or the benefits of being a part of our creative lounge because when we have these like live Q&A type sessions in the creative lounge, you are able to unmute and talk back and forth and not kind you don't kind of have that break and it just kind of keeps the conversation going. It keeps continuity to all the information. Because like right now, if I were to just wait for you to retype in those answers, it leaves me with a bunch of dead air on my video, on the playback of this. So we want to make sure that um, we're writing our, well, on here, make sure that you're ready to respond back. Don't leave the live. Make sure that you can respond back, but consider joining our creative lounge so that you get a better experience as far as like the questions answered. I know. Hey, you have on imperfectly qualified today. I already wore mine. Okay, we can wear it together though. I'll find mine. Um, when it's actually submitted on all substrates. Okay, what temp and time are you using? Okay, 385, 60 seconds. Now, is this using Honestly Speaking products or a different brand? And it's kind of interesting. I mean, if you're saying that you're experiencing this on fabrics and hard substrates, man, that's okay. So part of it, I'm not sure with your, I mean, if you're using our ink, because our ink normally doesn't give off green, but you are definitely over sublimating. When it comes to our products, it says it on the packaging. It's actually in our brand name. 365, 30 seconds. So if you are going 385 for 60 seconds, you could be over sublimating, over sublimating your items. Most people will say green. I think they'll tell you like green is like under sublimating. It's like if it turns brown, then it's over sublimating. But the fact that you say you're doing 385 for 60 seconds is probably that you are over sublimating the items if you are using honestly speaking sublimation paper. Now, I've never really experienced greens with blacks with our ink. Have you mixed inks at all? Incredible greetings, Danny. Also, what settings are you using? Because you said, could it be your settings? I don't know. Are you following the recommended settings in our video and that's listed on our paper? Okay, so you're not using our paper. You're said you're using our ink. Okay. Now, I can't say, for sure because it may be the paper and whether or not you are over or under. I mean, 385 is not bad, but a lot of the sublimation papers require like 400. So it could be that. Um, yeah, I'm trying to think because I mean, I okay, so you don't know the settings that you're using. Are you in front of your computer to where you can look at it? Are you using plain paper bright white set to high? Are you using premium matte? Do you know if you're using automatic? Are you using automatic? Are you using Dolby RGB? Are you using X and Vivid? Are you using ICM? These are all very, very important questions. We have a summation seminar that is available on our website, and it breaks down all of these things. So sometimes you guys are taking classes, and people just kind of go straight to the how to sub, of course, everyone goes over the basics. This is what summation is. It's a scientific process where you print to your paper and da da da, da, and once it's heated, it turns into a gas and then it attaches. Like, you guys, people go over that, right? They'll go over these are the printers that you can use. You want to use one that's heat free. Most times you're using Epson printers, da, da, da. You're gonna need a heat press, you're gonna need a summation, you're gonna need summation paper, summation ink. They go over like that type of stuff, right? In our classes, I'm giving you the full breakdown because you need to understand exactly how it works so that you can also troubleshoot and not have to always rely on like groups and things like that because you're going to understand the process. Because even if someone kind of gives you an answer, you still have to go through the process. One response may not be the exact answer is going to fix your issue. Like in our summation seminar, I'm literally taking you through all of these steps. Some may feel like, this is the boring part. Yeah, we want to get to the part where we're sublimating and making things look all great, but you have to understand how colors work. Also, it can be an issue with how you are designing. Is it something that you designed, or is it something that somebody else designed? If you designed it, did you design it in Photoshop? Did you design it in Canva? Did you design it in Silhouette? Do you guys know that the program that you are designing in and how you're selecting the colors will affect how something prints? They're not all created equal. They're not all created equal. So there's a lot of variables that would affect like why your colors are coming out the way that it is. It's not just a one size fits all answer. And this is where a lot of your frustrations comes in at because you guys will ask these questions in groups and somebody will just give you this blanket answer. They'll just give you this like quick answer or whatever off of what they think it might be. You might get 5 or 6 of those different, like, answers, or you might just get 1. You try that, it doesn't work. Now you're still left with the same issue because most times in groups, they're not trying to really get to the root of what the issue is. They're going to give you an answer based off of their experience. That is what sets us apart and sets me apart in how I teach. When you're in the room, you're in these programs, you're able to come to these lives, you're able to share your screen. I can see exactly what your settings are. I can see, your full process and be able to guide and direct you from there. That is what's different about a live experience with me, and you're in one of our programs or in one of our classes, because I'm literally going to walk you through truly every single step, every single issue, like everything. Um, let's see, plain paper, high quality. I don't know if it's ICM or not. That's why I question the if the something my printer and ink. Okay. Oh, your settings. Okay, question if your settings are correct. Now, I cannot fully advise you on somebody else's paper. I can only tell you the exact settings that I have tested. I don't know if everybody has tested out their paper and they go through the amount of testing that we do from different printers, testing out different settings, testing out from different like designing in different programs. I know that here at HSE, we do. Again, this is what sets us apart. It may take a while to kind of get to what the answer, like what the true root of the issue is. But if you're using our paper, we can normally help you figure those things out, especially if you're using our paper and our ink. I know ink is a little bit different because most of you guys are using um, EcoTank printers, and it's not as easy to switch out inks in EcoTank printers as it is a cartridge-based printer. But when it comes to the paper, I mean, we can at least start there to help you figure out where the issue might be at. How do you join one of our classes? So it just depends on what it is that you're trying to learn. Pretty much all of our classes are available on our main website, shop.hsinc365.com. And I actually need to switch these screens. So let's move this here and do this here and this one over here. Okay, so if we go to classes and playbacks, pretty much everything is here. So this was the one that we had like last year, the end of year summation crash course. This one was really like it was fast paced and like kind of getting as much information out to you. We'll have another one at the end of this year also. So we had that one. The summation seminar should be on here somewhere, which is like more in depth. Um, So this one, the summation seminar for beginners and beyond, 6 days. So we did not rush the process, and you can see like how to get started, understanding your heat presses and heat sources, common mistakes and errors, design software breakdowns, understanding substrates, and then I end up submitting a whole bunch of stuff so that you understand how to adjust your temperatures, adjust your pressures, understanding how things will look different on different substrates, pressing to colored garments or colored fabrics, and just so that you can kind of see that. So this one has a whole lot of. We do offer several and buy now, pay later options through PayPal. If it's a personal account, not a business account, we have Shop Pay on there as well. Um, and now that I just realized that our academy, because this goes through our academy, as you can see, but we didn't really have a lot of them on the academy site. But now the academy site offers Affirm, Klarna, and Afterpay. So we are working to put these where you can see them and they're available to get on the academy site as well. Okay, I have your paper, but this didn't happen when I used your paper. So we have part of the answer. Why are we using a different brand? If this was not happening, why are we using and relying on this other brand of paper? I know some people always say, "Oh, I'm trying to figure it out first. I don't want to use my good paper because I'm trying to like what." But that doesn't help you any because you're gonna experience issues with other paper, you're gonna feel like you're doing something wrong, and it is the paper, so it's not gonna get better using a different brand of paper. Alright, so yeah, I mean, check those out. If you're in the creative lounge, you can post pictures of like your settings and things there. Also post pictures. Guys, that is one of the best ways for me or anyone in our community to be able to help you is join our Facebook groups. Honestly speaking, the best summation group on Facebook, yes, that's literally what I named it. And then you have Stillaholics Anonymous, and if you're in our classes, you get access to the student union. If you go into these groups and you post your pictures, it's one thing to post like just kind of typing out what it is, but when we see pictures, that gives us a visual and it's easier or it helps or aids with pinpointing exactly what the issue is. Okay. All right. So I see another one up here. Are you guys doing the 30 days of Christmas this year? We plan to. I mean, that's our goal is to always do it this year. I did speak with Gucci earlier, well, no, not this month. It was like actually like last month. So our plan is to do, we don't start that until December, but we do want to try and like roll out and we have to try and get like a few more people. We're looking for a few more like crafters and stuff. So that should be rolling out pretty soon to try and get some crafters. And we normally start that December. I'm trying to cut layered cardstock with craft blade. When I add the cut lines, a bunch of other lines show up on the send screen. I made sure nothing extra was in the design area. I don't use the craft blade. So how thick is the cardstock? 'Cause you're saying layered cardstock, so is it already layered? Is that what you're saying? So you're trying to use a craft blade because now it's thick, or are you just cutting regular cardstock to be able to layer it all together? Incredible greetings. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. That's my city girl. Period. I took your advice and posted my free mini guide in different groups, but I asked for feedback on the changes that could be better. Okay. Um, I didn't have the right size. Well, our paper is on sale right now. All paper is $10 off right now. Now would be a great time to go and get some of that paper so that you don't have these issues because all the paper is $10 off at checkout. No code needed. Just put it in your cart, and when you go to checkout, you're going to see the $10 off of each paper. I've gotten so much feedback, and in Canva, it shows me that more than 60 people have viewed the download. That is amazing. The union has been jumping these past few days. I have multiple adhesive layers. Have you tried cutting it with the standard blade? Were there any issues with that, or did you just automatically, like, just go to the craft blade? What did I do with that set? It looked a hot mess in here last night, so I couldn't, like, record it, but I did a s it's not on my chair. Where did my sash go? I just had this thing. That's why I'm looking, like, around, like, in my immediate area 'cause I just had this sash. I don't know where it went. Most people think oh, here it is. It fell on the floor in front of me. Most people always think of, like, shirts or, like, of course, at the time, like, masks and, um most people think when they think sashes, they're thinking of, like, stoles and stuff like that. We do ribbons, bags, garden flags, but I had to make kind of like a homecoming type sash. So, even with the border, this was done, setting that border up in Silhouette Studio, and then The actual sash is there. Okay. Auto blade takes a blade depth of 10, and I have to do 4 passes 2 or 3 times. How thick is your cardstock? I mean, I've never had to do that ma even with my 110, not 4 passes. So yeah, the blade depth is 10, but what are you setting your force to? What are you setting your speed to? And how thick is this cardstock? Is it 65 pound? Is it 80 pound? Is it 110? Okay. Speed 3, force 33, 110, layered with sticker paper and okay. Okay, let me understand. Wait, layered with sticker paper and 3 mil. So you are trying to it's not just okay, I have multiple adhesive layers. So it's not just cardstock. Let me see, where was that? Where was I at? Because what did you say before? So you have it's cardstock with an adhesive layer, meaning did you put the adhesive layer on there? Did it already come with an adhesive backing, or did you put something like 3M or something on the back of it and you're trying to cut it? And are you trying to cut it with 3 mil cold laminate or vinyl on top? So it's 3 mil cold laminate, the cardstock, and the adhesive? Okay, that might be too much for silhouette. So we have to remember that this is a craft cutter. It's not a commercialized cutter that has a good amount of downward force. So that's gonna be one of your main issues. Like that's like with me when it comes to me doing like football helmets. I can't really do them when they're laminated. I cannot do that on my Cameo machine because the blade is just not they only have a 45, they don't have like different blade type, like blade depths, and the like just the natural downward force of a cameo, even at 33, is just not enough. Like when I'm setting like my US cutter or even my Roland, I mean the pressure is much higher to be able to get through that thicker material. So for what it is that you're trying to do, even with the craft blade, it may not get through that. And then you technically have two different adhesive layers because the vinyl, of course, has adhesive on that. And then the bottom part of it, because you've put like either 3M or whatever adhesive on that. That's going to dull your blade a lot faster. You're gonna go through a lot of which is why it's better to use the, like with commercial cutters because we can change out I thought I had one of them up here. Yeah, here it is. See, we end up just changing out these little things, versus changing out the whole blade, like the whole blade, cartridge, just changing out the actual blade. So you may not be able to cut that with a Cameo unless you are doing several passes. Now, I've never used the craft blade, so I don't know if it just puts things on there. Have you tried taking your design, like opening up a new window, taking your design, copying it, and pasting it into a new window because that is something that does happen where you will have glitches on one design page, but like not another. I've done that on live several times. I've had to do that in classes several times where I would just open up a new page and then just take everything and copy and paste it onto the new page. And then I don't have any of those like glitchy lines and or whatever the glitch may be, it goes away just by simply opening up a new design page. Yeah. So the craft blade just it makes it a little bit longer, but it still doesn't change the downward force. You really cannot change that force, even with the craft blade. You'll take a greater chance of snapping the tip on that craft blade. And make sure that you check it too to make sure that that has not happened. Some people don't look at their blades. They don't look to see if the tip of it has either worn down or chipped off. And so here you go and you're cutting and you're just like, okay, it's something wrong with you. I'm changing the settings. You're gonna ask someone about settings, but guess what? No one ever did. No one taught you, or you probably decided not to take the classes that teach you about those things, like ours where we go over and teach you how to inspect your blade in our first cuts and things of that nature, or listen to our video where we're talking about troubleshooting and how to do all these. Everything is not just about okay, let's cut it, let's make something great. You have to learn your machines. So look at your blade, see if the tip is completely sharp or if it's like cut off. If it's blunt, then it's not going to get through that and cut through it properly. This is something that I also taught my students that are in my phone board class. Like that's another one. Blade on a machine is no different than when I'm teaching them about cutting foam board and how to get great cuts. There will be times where, especially if you like drop it and things like that, this tip, because it's so sharp, will snap off. And it looks like it's still sharp, but because you don't have that tip, you can't get into certain areas the same way. But yeah, that what you're really trying to make it cut through something that is more industrial, commercial cutter type deals. I've worked with laminate before, and I this is why I have a US cutter for that very purpose. My craft machines would never, ever, ever cut through those. At least not efficiently, not to where I'm like you said, doing 1,001 different passes, and that just takes up time, and then we're not being efficient. So not to necessarily say upgrade, but it might be time to add a more efficient cutter to your lineup. So it's not like sometimes people say upgrade and then they'll kind of abandon the models before. I still love I'm not gonna say all 7, I'm gonna say 6.5 because I mean my 3 does the job, but it's not everyone if you know me, you've been here for a while, you know that the Cameo 3 is not my favorite machine. I kinda treat it like a little stepchild. I'm like, "Oh, no, it's not this bad. It's not that big." People don't treat it it's not that's a stereotype that people treat their stepchildren badly or whatever, so I don't wanna even kinda put that out there. But I don't like my 3, okay? I don't like the 3 at all. It's not my favorite machine. So, but all the other ones I absolutely adore, but they don't replace my US cutter did not replace. So it serves it serves a purpose. My Roland doesn't replace those. They serve a purpose. Now, I have yet to check the actual downward force of like a Caesar Romeo or Juliet, but they are made more like a commercial machine. But their their blade, assembly is still, like, it's still kinda crafty. I haven't, like, gone through all of my tests to really test their, downward force, but the way that it's made, something like a Caesar machine would be a better option like, if you're not trying to go to, like, big boys, like a Graph Tech, a Roland, a Graph Tech, things like that. Then I would say at least maybe start with a Romeo. or any season, Romeo or the Juliet, and see if that fits your needs before you go to the much larger one. Okay. Next question. Removing the background. Background is black, but still not getting it to remove cleanly. Hope this makes sense. It depends on what the image is. Black is not going to be the easiest thing to remove. Even if you kind of get the majority of it along your edges, it's not going to be clean. Especially if it's like a full on picture. Okay, I'll show you. I'll give you an example. Something like this, I'm not going to be able to like put this in any program and remove the black background from this, right? But I can get this section of it by doing a regular trace, and then these would just become vector, and then I can fill them in with color. But separating this full image from the black, pretty much impossible. I see this so much in groups, and people are trying to do that. And if you want to keep like a solid image and it has a black background, it's not going to happen. Telling you right now. Not gonna happen. You're not going to get the results you desire. You're not going to get a clean, um, now no background or transparent background image. It's not gonna happen, guys. I don't care what anyone tells you. They can tell you about all the AI in the world. When it comes to non-changing graphic principles, I don't care about all of the AI technology. You are not cleanly removing a black background from something like this and having it give you like all of these little parts here. So I could remove it, but like what I would have to do is end up adjusting either with the pen tool, in Photoshop, Bezier tool, in like Corel Draw and things like that, or using edit points in Silhouette Studio. I would lose all of the little parts, and I would have to come in really close to the feathers of peacock, and I would lose everything else. Um, Down here, because there is not a lot of contrast between this darker blue and the black, I would probably have to like manually go over that part. Just a simple background remover. I know it's not the answer that you want. We think that all of this technology, all of these programs, they have background removers. We can remove the background of anything. You cannot. You cannot. Okay. I told you, I'd rather be real with you than um sugarcoat stuff and tell you some stuff that's not going to be true. Because then you're just going to be frustrated trying to get something that it's never ever going to do. Unfortunately, where there's a will, there's a way does not apply to everything. I know it's inspirational, people like to say it, but it's just, yeah, it's just not. It just depends on what it is. That's why this to me was a great example. It just depends on what it is. If it's something that is solid, then you can trace it and then be able to like refill it with things. If it is something that has a solid outline, you might be able to remove it, but you're going to still kind of sort of have black around the edge. Then you would have to go in and modify that more. Depending on which program you're using, if there is an internal offset option, like Silhouette Studio, you'll be able to kind of maybe do a slight internal offset and then crop it away so that the edges are void of black, but it's going to be like a sharp outline. You may have to go in and fix some areas. So it's not going to be a click of a button. It just really depends on the image and the results that you desire. It will determine like the possible steps to be able to get your desired look. I'm so glad you're on questions. How can you add an outline to a word when it is curved? And what are you referring to Silhouette Studio? I curved the text over a circle, then I tried to add an overlap and it wouldn't work. An overlap, you mean an outline? So when you curved it, did you use text to curve? I mean, text to path to arch it? And if you did you release it? So did you convert to path, ungroup, group, make it a compound path, release compound path, or weld it? It can just be on the circle. So I'm gonna let you answer that. I'm gonna bring up silhouette. My silhouette studio shut down. When did you do that? Okay, so yes, in silhouette. Now, did you do text to path where you created the circle and then then you drag the text to that line and then it arch? I typed the text and dragged it over the circle. So you didn't complete the process. This is also where Essential of SEO comes in at. We have a day dedicated to things like this. We have it. When I tell y'all, my class includes just about every single like basic like function. When it comes to like designing and putting it all together, then that's like a different type of class or course. But essentials and how to actually utilize these tools and functions properly, I have no idea what essentials. Yeah, look at my arm ache so bad, my shoulder ache so bad. But when it comes to just understanding all of these functions and how to like work them properly, essential is where it's at. If you have it, I cannot stress it enough. Don't just have it sitting there and you are not going back to it. We broke it down. Now, if you have the older version of essentials, I suggest you get the new version because everything is broken up by subject and it's like on specific days. You can go straight to that day to get that information. Most of the 30 days have timestamps to them. Um, it'll make it easier to like find certain things in there. The newer stuff, like the reviews and the refreshers, they are segmented. Go to essentials. Make sure that you guys are utilizing essentials. If you don't know what essential studio is, put a three in the chat. Okay, so we have our text. You have to once you drag it, you see the circle is red. It is going to change to gray. This is not where you go and you start to put an outline on this. Okay. You have to. So if you're wanting to change your text out and you want to do it for different words, you need to duplicate it. But you have to convert it to path or fact group it, ungroup it, weld it, compound path. But it has to no longer be text format where you can change the text. It has to become a shape. It has to become a path. Okay. So we're going to right click and I'm just going to go convert to path. You see my circle turns back red. I can now remove that. You would not be able to detach the circle when it was just on the line. Now that it's here, you can either do an offset, and this particular font has sharper corners, so you can do an offset with rounded or sharp corners. and make your offset as big or as small as you would like it to be. Oops, I didn't realize. You have to protect. See? This is probably what was happening for you. You tried to offset it, it was probably doing this because it was not locked into that shape. It still saw it as a straight line. Is this what was happening for you? Yes, because you did not release it. You must release it. The difference, you cannot change this anymore. So if it's something that you want to be able to change before you release it, make sure that you duplicate it so that you can go in and change the name. Learn dot 365 creative uh, academy.com. Convert to path, offset. Incredible greetings. Last call for questions. Last call for questions. How do you get the word at the bottom? You're just going to drag like so if you detach it, you're gonna bring it here and it is going to be like you're just rotating it around. But if you want it to be the other way, you just push it inside. Come on, push it inside and it will read that way. We go through several of these practices in Essentials of Silhouette Studio. If you do not have Essentials of Silhouette Studio, go and get it. If you do have Essentials of Silhouette Studio, there is a whole day dedicated to text to path. And we go through um, each of these steps in detail in that class. It's not your I'm telling y'all, it's not your average like class and learning situation. It's different. It definitely hits different. So, where is That's okay. So as you can see at the top, $10 off all ready to ship paper packs at checkout. Here we go. Text to Path. Day 9 was literally dedicated to just that. Every question that you have in regards to text to path will be answered in this like on this day. We go through it all. If you don't have it yet, enroll in Essentials. If you are enrolled, visit your dashboard. Go back through the video. These sessions are great when you're able to catch them, but having the answers at your fingertips whenever you need them, um, you can't beat that. So if you have not enrolled, and right, if you look inside the description of this video, there is a code which I will put in the comment section as well. It's 50% off right now. The code is SPC altogether. That's still the active code right now, SPC, that was still at Photoshop Canva, when we did the comparison of them all. So this code, SPC, altogether, 3 letters, still gets you 50% off of Essentials of Silhouette Studio. You get access to the 30-day training, the 13-week refresher, and the 10-week review. There's a lot of opportunities. In addition to this, this teaches you the program and like all the tools and functions and just what is they do. It's not putting it into action. Okay. We do have a few days towards the end where we're looking at, we're doing like actual designing, or I'm showing different designs, and we're walking through different designs. But if you would like to um, get into like designing and really see all of these together in designing, head on over to East to 365 Creative Academy and get the Bachelors of Silhouette Science. This is where I teach, it was kind of complementary to Essentials, where I was teaching the tools and functions through various designs. When it comes to cropping and really getting that understanding of multiple crop. We made a Dr. King Facebook cover photo file. We've done when it comes like to like manual tracing, we did this he or she, what will it be? Like what will baby be, I think, or something like that. And we went through regular tracing, we went through manual tracing, we went through recreating items with shapes and edit points. So in this program that I did, so it's no live ones right now, but trust me, the information in there is priceless. And if you just follow along, you don't have to try and, this was a 14-month process for the students that were involved in this when it was live. So it's not something that you are going to like get everything in like a month unless you're about to binge watch it and binge learn it. This is you're getting full access. You can jump around how you need to, but you're getting access to a 14-month program where we met every single week. Learning should be ongoing. No one class is going to give you everything. Like, it's not going to equip you with everything that you need and all the knowledge you need. It has to be continuous training, whether it is through guided programs and classes like ours, or you're going to be disciplined and you are going to keep notes and you're going to practice things just to practice it, not for an order, not for a gift. You just want to practice it. If you are not disciplined enough to just work on random things, get into a program that's going to help you learn it by teaching you off of random things. And I promise you, it will make the things that you want to create a lot more clear. Okay. All right. Well, that is all for today, or at least for now. I may, or I didn't actually get to, 'cause I had some questions. Um, Even though we only had a few questions, they were questions that were more extensive type like answers. But I did have a few. Every time at least I come prepared. I come prepared with my questions just in case you guys don't ask any questions. I like to be prepared so we don't have a bunch of dead air. Maybe I will address those questions in Creative Lounge. All right. All right, y'all. Don't forget to visit shop.hse365.com so that you can get results just like these 365, 30 seconds, light pressure, minimal ink. I don't use premium matte. I use plain paper, bright white, set to the highest possible setting and lower my density. So you can get amazing, amazing colors. This mouse pad really is black in person. The LED light makes it look a little funky, but I promise you it is full on black in person. We've made things like bookmarks, tumblers, shirts, and so much more. I was showing earlier the sash that I created. I'm trying to show who it was for. I was need to see. This was a giveaway, and the person never contacted me with their mailing address. Look at those colors on this notebook. Look at that. Here's the proof. Our products are incredible. Our classes are incredible. So definitely check them out on the website. All right. Until next time, guys, have a great one. Continue to unlock your creativity. Be incredible. Peace.